Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Farmcast. We're without the doc today. We're docless. It's like you said, no doc. Never a good sign. A little scary.
It's tough times. Tough times here for the Farmcast. So we're gonna be doing a little duet for a little while. Help you pass the time. We would never let the audience go without some nice Farmcast content. If that has to be watered down, neutered, so be it. But hey, no doc. Oh well, that's what I say.
Yep. I have a fun little game for the audience. They can be doc today.
Oh, okay. So listener. After we're gonna give our takes on today's topic, then we're gonna take a pause. It'll be like if you ever watch Blue's Clues, and Steve looks at the camera and he opens the piece of mail and he's like, "Wonder who it's for," and then you get like a second, or Dora asks a question like, "Where's Swiper?"
Where'd they go?
There he is. We're gonna let you do that, so you can fill in the blanks yourself.
Oh man, we just look into the camera. What do you think? I think that sounds great. All right. Just like that. But today we're going to be talking, we're a couple gamers.
True.
This is known. We're a couple gamers, and we're going to be talking about video games that we hate, dislike, disappointed, negative feelings. We have negative feelings about these games. And yeah,
bring forth a lot of anger within our souls, and we're big capital G gamers. Yep. So we've have years of accumulated gamer rage really built within our soul that I can't wait to unleash onto the general public.
Yeah,
I think this is a good platform to get out all that negative energy.
Oh, for sure. And there is no game that makes me feel like that quite like Watch Dogs.
Ooh.
Watch Dogs, oh my god. This game will always be known as the biggest chore of a video game I've ever played. It was at this point I had it was so boring and bland that I had a breakthrough. And basically I had this epiphany while playing it that every time I went to go play the game, it felt like a chore. I felt like I was doing the chores when I was like, fuck, I paid $60 for this game. I gotta go play it now. And it was never enjoyable. And at that point, I was like, the minute I ever feel like I'm doing, whenever it becomes a chore to play video games, I'm just not gonna do it.
I never beat Watch Dogs.
Oh, I never did either.
And I don't know how I feel about Watch Dogs in retrospect, because it's still, I look back on it, and I get why I got so excited and why a lot of other people got really excited. The concept was awesome. Grand Theft Auto with hacking and all this other cool stuff that you could do to the city, except every time you got into a car, it made me just so sad, and I just felt like it literally felt like you were playing a PS1 game. The physics, I've never seen an open world game with worse car physics in my whole life. It was like the shittiest arcade game you could find. Yep. The story was really paint by the numbers. It was like the thing with your daughter or whatever. It's just the blandest main character. That's a game. And I remember too, because that was going to be one of the big first next-gen titles that was coming out on PS4. Super excited. Then it was we're just going to release it on 360 too. And it basically didn't look any different from what I remember. No. It was basically the same game. Overall, just what a wasted opportunity. I forgot they even made a second one. Did you ever play that?
And they're making a third.
I know that.
I'll never touch that. I'll never touch anything Watch Dogs again.
I'll tell you what. I don't think I'll ever touch it again, but grandma gameplay really might change my mind. The fact you can just take control of senior citizens and wreak havoc. I think you could really reform society by that, and I kind of just had this idea spur in my head while we're talking. Because Zach and I noted not boomer fans. I'll say it.
Oh, we can kill them. Oh, no. Okay, go on.
Okay, that was more drastic than I was going for, but I see the vision. I was thinking more we reform society. But through, definitely not ethical means. That's not the right word for it. But nonviolent means.
Yeah. We're
And we just brainwash everybody over the age of 50 through technology.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds cool. Like, I've seen, like, gameplay of 2 and 3. I'm glad they aren't going with the, what's his name? Whatever the protagonist is, he sucked. He fucking sucked.
Really? Because, I put a chunk of hours into that game. If you think I can remember his name, you're out of your mind.
I feel like I remember it just because
it's so on the tip of my tongue.
But anyways, yeah, the idea of, like, you can read into everyone's phone. That was cool until you realize it has nothing to do with anything you're doing, and it's just pointless to be like, oh, well, I can hack them. I guess I have that ability.
They had these, like, funny little blurbs about like the random citizens in town, and it would, they would have, like, their little fun facts, and that was really funny for like a minute. And then you start seeing, like, repeat blurbs, and it's like, wow. This sucks.
It was also he has some ability where you can, like, hack into houses and you see, like, what people are doing. And it was funny at first when it shows people having sex, but then they do that every time you do that. And it's like, oh, really? You're just gonna show me the CGI sex again, huh?
That's good slapstick humor. It's actually, never mind. It's very sophisticated humor. It clearly goes right above your head.
Yeah.
It's actually very funny because they're having sex.
Yeah.
And
I'm not
characters do that in the safety of their own homes. Yeah. They don't think anybody's watching. Shenanigans ensue, and the game's a 10 out of 10. Yeah. So shout out to Watch Dogs, one of the best games.
Yeah, there was the worst thing about it all was just, like, the duck and cover shooting. I hate so much. It's so boring. I hate it. It's all Ubisoft, and spoiler alert, we might bring them up again. But
oh, no.
I hate their fucking. The gameplay sucked. I watched actually a YouTube video about it. He was basically saying, was Watch Dogs as bad as it was? Spoiler alert, the answer was yes, it still sucks. But he did it in a way where he built his character. He did some, like, power-up and purposely put himself, didn't do any duck and cover. And he's like, I bet you had no idea you could do this in the game, because the game tells you duck and cover. And it looked like a John Wick game, and it was cool as fuck. But it's only if you purposely go out of your way to do this power-up, to not do any cover, and play this one way. Anyways, Watch Dogs, big bad, terrible, hate it.
Not good. Certified.
Games.
A good one started off, and speaking of duck and cover, I'm going to be bringing up, it's essentially a whole franchise. It's a franchise, but I'm only going to be mentioning the latter half, and it's Gears of War 4 and 5, because... And I'm going to tie this into another franchise in a minute, but Gears 4 and 5 was the moment where it's like, it started a little bit in Gears 3. Then they came out with Gears Judgment. And it was like, okay, that's the swan song of the series. Then there's Gears 4. And then there's Gears 5. And that's when you really, 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 really notice that is the exact same game since Gears 1. I mean, I have played them. I played them all with my brother, do the story, the co-op, all that stuff. It's not a little bit of fun, but I can't think of a more tired, stale gameplay loop than here come the grubs coming from underground, take cover in these same rectangles of concrete and earth, and blow people to bits with shotguns and kill them with a chainsaw. It has never changed, never evolved. It is the same game. Every mechanic that was in Gears 1 are all the same mechanics that are in Gears 5. And the online is just as bad as well. What is it, as far as, like, connection issues? Yeah. It still is a bitch to connect. I think it's still peer hosted. So if the host leaves the game, you know, like, you remember, like, host migration and shit?
Oh, God.
Good times.
That's embarrassing.
Super. The game just... I just never seen a franchise that has lasted so long that has not tried to change one aspect of the formula. And nothing is different.
And Gears fans love it.
I mean, clearly they keep making them. Yeah. Somebody's buying this shit.
Yeah. They want to focus on the grandchildren of whatever the big guy's name is from 2 and
Marcus
3.
Phoenix?
Yep, him. The big guy. I don't know.
Spoiler alert, they're all very large.
Yeah.
I loved Gears 1 through 3. I don't know if you ever really played them a whole bunch back in the day.
I played 2.
Gears 1 through 3 was like a top 3 franchise for the 360 for me. I loved those games. Like Gears 3, when Dom dies, I had tears. That was a tearjerker. That was a big deal. Yeah. Those games had a really good story back then. The gameplay was fun because it wasn't like super duper stale, even though it was really getting there.
Mm-hmm.
They were a blast.
Yep.
I just can't believe they keep making the same game and keep putting it out. Which reminds me of another game I want to bring up that never changes its gameplay loop in the slightest. I don't know how you do, because it's 2K, NBA 2K. Look, and I want to say this. I've played NBA 2K for an extremely long amount of time. This is like the first year in probably like 13 years, 12 years that I'm not buying NBA 2K.
I don't buy it. I don't believe it. You're getting 2K.
No, I'm not kidding. Fuck you.
I don't believe it for a fucking second.
It's easy to say now. And it's very easy to say because why are you... the game comes out in like a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
Think about... So what is like the running joke every year with Madden 2K?
It doesn't change. Same game.
It doesn't change, but every year's a roster update.
There's no roster update.
There's no new roster. There hasn't been free agency. There hasn't been the draft.
Mm-hmm.
What is the point?
It's still going to be one of the top selling games.
It will be.
Still going to buy it like crazy.
And it turns out the 2K execs are actually a lot more generous than we've ever given them credit for. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Well, so at first, there was a whole big... people were having a big curmudgeon about the fact 2K was going to be releasing on current gen, and then you wouldn't be able to transfer your save to the next gen.
Oh.
Well, 2K thought of everything.
Yep.
2K listens to its fans. They respect the feedback. And now you have the option to do a $100 pre-order and all your stuff transfers over to the next console. Thank you, 2K.
What assholes. That is so bad. And people are going to do it. Like, so I don't even...
Oh, yeah!
Because, like, at this point, you're just seeing what you can get away with. And the answer's a lot. You can get away with
Every comment I've seen on like Twitter or Reddit about it is like, oh, here's a long paragraph about shitting on it, why it's unethical, bad business, everything. And at the end of everything is still probably going to do the $100 pre-order, LOL.
Yeah. God. That's why I want to see where they can go with the game. Honestly, I really just want to see how bad it can get before, because I don't think there is a turning point. I don't think there is a point where it's like, we should try to get better. Because why would you? People keep buying it. You still one of the highest selling games, and you do it every year. You get away with it.
Fully. They have no incentive. I mean, literally, why spend the money to improve your game when it will always sell no matter what every year? This is going to be the really interesting year because there's no new roster, at least at first. So I wonder if it actually makes them try to change anything, because this is going to be the most obvious year of changes as opposed to no changes. I'm very cynical, and everybody who buys that game is a sheep, usually including myself. So I have my doubts.
Yeah, no, nothing's going to change. People are going to...
Even Madden is letting you transfer your shit over. That's tough.
And having Madden be in the right... Oh, my God. Yeah, no, it's still going to sell. I saw people talking about the demo. I'm like... Oh, 2K must be coming out again, and people are going to buy it, because that's just how it is.
Even everybody on the 2K Reddit is clowning on that demo. That's a tough look.
God.
That's supposed to be your super diehard, like, core. Like, you go on any games subreddit, like, I go on, like, the Madden subreddit, and a lot of times they're hating on their game, too, but, like, generally speaking, they all still enjoy playing. Mm-hmm. Everybody on the 2K subreddit hates playing 2K. Every single one of them. It's actually really funny. It's a great subreddit to follow.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's literally just a whole sub of them just shitting on their own game.
God, it just... I don't get it, but I don't know. People still love it, and I guess that's what they love hating it. It's almost like self-hatred. Like,
Which
it's
is why
weird.
I keep buying it.
Yeah.
There's nothing I relate to more than self-hatred.
Yeah. Um. Well.
What do you got?
I have a game that it got better. But nothing, and you will agree with me on this one. Nothing will come to the sadness and disappointment and anger that I had with the initial release of No Man's Sky.
I can't believe that avoided my list.
Yeah, right away. I just think of like a game that even before the game, I was skeptical.
Oh my god.
Because we never saw really anything. It was just this wide open idea, and then you start playing the game. It's like, ooh, okay, I'm fucking excited. The hype was there on Twitter too. I remember people saying No Man's Sky is great. No Man's Sky is great. It's great for like, I don't know, what do you say, the first 2 hours maybe? Then you find out there's nothing here. There's nothing there. You're just... I don't know. I don't know what I was doing that whole time. I don't know what the point was for any of it. I wanted to find out about the lore. Turns out that was nothing.
There was none. Yeah.
Like, I just, like, looking back at that game, I couldn't tell you what I did. I remember mining things. I don't remember what that game was.
You actually went into it skeptical. Mm-hmm. I went into it. It didn't even cross my mind that the game could fail. That never even was a thought in my head. I thought they was like, because I tracked it like everybody did for years before it came out, and it was such a certain slam dunk in my mind that the first like week I played the game, I thought it was like a 10 out of 10. I thought the damn thing was a masterpiece. I think I just tricked myself into thinking it. And then you keep playing it, and that's when that sudden, horrible realization dawns on you that,
oh no,
the game never changes. This is what you did on the first planet. It never gets better than that.
God,
it is just
brutal.
You and your laser going to quote unquote randomly procedurally generated planets, except they all play the fucking same. And you just mine shit and leave every planet. I get that it got better, and I'm really torn because, like, I don't know if I like the idea of, like, oh, you know, being patient with a game, letting it fix itself. You know, it got better with a bunch of free updates, but at the same time, it should have never been like that on release. They bullshitted us.
No, it's true. And, like, I can't bring myself to trying it now, even though I hear, like, oh, no, it's great.
Yeah.
And it looks very different than the game I played. I can't do it. I want to, but I just can't do it. I get scared when I think about booting that game up again.
I won't do it out of principle.
Yeah. That's fair. So yeah, No Man's Sky.
That's a strong one.
Terrible.
I can't believe I didn't even think of that for my list either, because that game, like, that hurt me personally. That was the most betrayed I felt by a video game's release. Like, that was the one.
I've been way more skeptical of video games. That hurt me.
I used to be really, really, like, not aggressive, but, like, willing and just, like, super okay with, like, oh, I'm going to pre-order this game. I'm going to buy it on release day. Since that game came out, this is not an exaggeration. Literally, I've completely changed my video game spending habits.
Yes,
I don't buy games. I never buy games that, like, unless they're from a franchise I've already am, like, comfortable with. Mm-hmm. I literally haven't pre-ordered a game in years.
Completely agree. Yeah. I stick to who I trust, and that's it.
I don't trust any games anymore, dude.
And I'm glad I have, because there are games that in the last couple of years that younger Zach would have easily pre-ordered Fallout 76. Younger Zach would have easily pre-ordered Death Stranding. Still not out on that one out yet. But there are a lot of games that I'm glad I've waited.
I need to play Death Stranding for myself. I know the hate, and I get it. I feel like I would weirdly enjoy it. I don't know why.
I've never seen a game so divisive where it's like half the people who play it say it's one of their favorite games of all time. The other half say it's one of the worst games of all time. And I kind of just want to make my own opinion based on that.
Yeah. One of these days, we're gonna. As soon as I see it on like a big old sale and I can get it for like $15, I'm there.
You can probably get it on this Black Friday for a good deal.
True. Gotta save that for. Gotta save my Black Friday money for fighting old women while we're all wearing masks, so I can get Corona and get a big TV.
Oh, I didn't even think about that this year.
Imagine Black Friday this year, dude. I don't even our store. You know what? I was about to say the dumbest thing I've ever said. I was about to say, are stores even going to be open? As if
for Thanksgiving. There's actual stores closing for Thanksgiving this year.
Oh yeah, they'll close for Thanksgiving and then open at 6 p.m. for Black Friday.
That's true. That is true.
Like, dude, they're not gonna give a shit. You think like Target gives a shit whether you die? No.
I'll be doing a lot of like Amazon stuff. I'm excited to see what deals I get there.
I wish there was another alternative so bad.
Right. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's true.
I mean, but like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Noted Jeff Bezos hater, me, and I still fucking use Amazon because I'm a sheep and I don't have a choice and God is dead.
Yo.
But whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a big TV. That's all I know.
Fair enough.
So I have other games I hate.
Okay.
This one took me a while to realize, and it took even longer to admit, because I thought at first this was like very much up my alley as far as games. I fucking hate Octopath Traveler.
Oh, okay.
I hate it. I played it for a while because I was a really big fan of like those like 2D overworld Final Fantasy-esque RPGs, you know, the 16-bit, all that. I thought the art was really cool because those graphics was like those like pop-up towns and everything. I thought it was really stylish. Oh my God, what a terrible idea to have, instead of like just like a main character or two and really focus on story and development, let's just have 8 different really shitty stories all trying to that they don't like mix or match at all.
Okay.
They like at least as far as I know, because I played that game for probably like 30 hours and it's like I'm barely getting anywhere in this game because you do an hour of this character's story. Then you do an hour of all the other characters' stories. Then you come back to the other character and they're all in the same party. They never interact with each other. They're just along for the same ride for whatever reason.
Oh.
And they all have their own stories that you completely forget by the next time they come up. And they're so bland, you want to forget them anyways. It's like Knight wants revenge on other knight that betrayed him and like bullshit like that. It sucks.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I was curious because, again, No Man's Sky changed me. Younger Zach would have bought into the hype of that game. I love the style. I'm not even like huge into that gameplay type. But I love the style and I saw crazy amounts of hype for it. And thank God I didn't do it because I think I would have hated it more than anything.
Oh, I bought in. I was so smug about it too. I thought, this is my kind of game. Sophisticated RPG, man. Kyle is going to love this. Yeah. It's so ass. The random encounter rates are so high. The battles take way too long. Okay. And it is like you'll be on one route and it is this random encounter, the same 4 enemies over and over again. And it's just so boring. The boss fights are fun, but everything else is so ass.
That's the worst kind of bad is boring.
Yeah.
The worst.
I never will beat that game. I won't even come close. I haven't touched it in years. It's like, dude, like what a disappointment. Okay. What an absolute disappointment. And then like, I just don't get like where people are kind of coming from on this one. I just don't understand it because I think a lot of people just say they want to like it because it's like an old school RPG that came out recently. So have to like that. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. Yeah, I didn't even know people really liked that game. I didn't know what. I don't know. I just never heard of it again. So didn't know.
Sure, that's the thing. You never heard about it after like a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody talked about it.
Yeah.
That game sucked. I got duped.
Well, my next game is very similar in terms of I was so excited for this game. So excited. I can't even tell you how fucking hyped I was. And this is topical because this game has since then been brought up and talked about a lot because of the continuation being announced. For me, that's Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins was after City Before Night by a new developer, not by the original people, and I can't believe I get it. They were rushed, and the story is pretty good, but the overall game sucks. I didn't think you could make the Arkham games bad. I thought they had a high floor of like how good they are. Arkham Origins is really ugly. It's really boring. They said, oh, new villain, Deadshot, you're gonna, or Deathstroke, or Deathstroke, yeah, it is Deathstroke, you're gonna love him. Black Mask, you're gonna love him. Joker's not in this one, it's without Joker, someone new. No, Black Mask is Joker. Cool, we're back. So it's also break continuity, ruins a lot of that, and the game's so bland, and I hate ugly games, and we were just talking about boring games being the worst. Arkham Origins is the definition of a boring game from a franchise that I love.
I like the idea of because isn't Black Mask supposed to be like one of the really, really old Batman
I think so.
Villains? Like, I like that idea of taking like that kind of character and like, you know, redoing them or reimagining them for like a current audience. I think that's just like a fun idea.
Yep.
But nope, it's the Joker. You
Yep.
remember him?
Right.
You guys like the Joker? The gang weed guy?
Yep. And like the idea, the story, the selling point was great. The Black Mask was going to hire 7 hitmen, and by the end of the night, he was going to pay whatever to kill Batman.
7 deadly ex-boyfriends.
You only fight like 4 of them, and one of them, literally, I kid you not, it was kind of funny at the time, but it's also kind of stupid. He's like I forgot. I think he's like the Shocker guy. You never fight him; he just dies in front of you. He kills himself.
Hell yeah!
And it was funny at the time, but like the coolest guy is Deathstroke, and you fight him right away in the beginning of the game, and it never happens. So yeah, that game stinks.
Old had that's some really fucking cool boss fights. Like, I remember from Arkham Asylum, what was that fight? What was that dude? It was like you were in the sewer. What was his name? The Gator guy.
Shit.
Like, wasn't it Croc something? Whatever. You know, it was the crocodile boss fight in Arkham Asylum when you're walking across those like wooden planks and he's just like tearing them apart and reaching for you. That one, the Bane fight was always cool.
Yep. The Mr. Freeze.
The Mist in Arkham City?
Yeah.
Or no, was that Asylum? Either way.
It was Arkham City, yeah.
Okay. That one was a fucking blast, dude.
That's still one of the best, because he would learn whatever way you had to take him down different ways, and he would learn, and you would have to adapt, otherwise he'd call you out on your bullshit. Oh,
dude,
man.
that took like 15-year-old me forever.
Yeah, no, it was hard, because it was like, oh my god, I need to learn something new now. They had so many good boss fights. The Deathstroke one is good, but other than that, there's nothing good in Origins. But man, Asylum and City were so fucking good. Even Night eventually would be really good. Origin just sucks. I
kind of forgot it ever existed.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, it has no right being next to the other 3.
See, I'm really surprised that I've seen nothing but hate about Arkham Knights. Or Gotham Knights, whatever it is.
I thought it was cool at first, but the more I read about it, the more I don't like it.
I haven't done a read. I've just watched the trailer.
So it's not related to any of the Arkham games.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I don't really like that, because why? Just put it in. It makes sense that it would be next. And I don't like the whole leveling. It makes me feel weird. The whole.
What do you mean?
I love that you could you could get into any fight. The whole putting the level above the boss's or the enemy's head is more of like an RPG. I don't like that. I don't know. The gameplay hasn't looked as good.
One thing that I guess if there was something that like bothered me about it is that I think the whole premise is really flawed in the way that the whole thing is set up because you're supposed to believe Bruce Wayne is dead. I don't think there's a chance in hell Batman is dead in that game. There's no way.
That's why it would have worked perfect with Arkham Knight. It would have worked so well. You would have bought it then. Oh my god, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, you got some monster glare going on.
It's fucking shining down on me.
You got some blinds back there?
There you go. Oh, no.
Technical difficulties. For the audio experience, I will narrate Zach trying to fix his camera. So essentially, he has a wonderful God ray coming in through his window.
It's Todd Howard.
It's Todd. Todd Howard is trying to ban us from discussing anything about Fallout 76.
Yeah.
So he's trying to stop the podcast early. Todd, I will not succumb to your power anymore. I'm my own man. Zach is his own man. We're too strong for your influence anymore. No more tricks. I don't think Starlight's ever coming out.
I don't.
No. But I'll tell you what, I am a sucker because as soon as E3 can happen again and you see Todd's ass waddling back onto stage with that fucking fro, that goofy charismatic grin, I know I'm going to be it's like the X you can't stop just going back to. It's going to be Todd Howard. It's going to be like that smug, cute son of a bitch.
That is the best way to put it too.
Oh man.
He's the X that I can't
I'll never get over. I'll come crawling back every time, Todd, no matter how much shit I talk about you.
Yeah. We're just going to have to deal with this God ray on me. It's Todd.
That's okay.
It's Todd calling. Jesus, it just doesn't count. What do you have? Any others?
I mean, I got more.
Okay.
Would you like to discuss them? I think you might disagree with one, but not really.
Okay.
I hate looter shooters. Specifically, like Destiny. I can't stand that fucking game, dude.
I have Destiny on here.
Oh, do you? Okay, because I know you enjoyed playing a little bit of Destiny 2 recently.
I do find the gameplay of Destiny to be amazing.
Sure. I don't even the gunplay. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
That is one of the most repetitive games you will ever play in your life.
Yeah.
And everything feels... I don't know how to put it. It feels so hollow. Like, it has this, like, facade, and on the outside, you would think it has this, like, really deep lore and all this, but all of it is just so hollow. I don't know. It's not like a game world I could ever, like, feel invested in. It feels like total bullshit and just a way to just get money out of your wallet continuously. It feels like the most corporate style of video game I could ever even think of. Like, at least when you have games like Fortnite, all that, A, it's free.
Yeah.
And B, it's just like cute cosmetics and shit. Like, there's something so off-putting about Destiny, and obviously like an Anthem, but that's so bad it doesn't even count.
Right. It doesn't deserve to be discussed.
There's a lot of people who love Destiny, and I guess I'm just missing something.
Honestly, for me, it's just I like the gameplay, but even that, like, not enough. It's enough to, like, play for a week and be like, oh yeah, this is fun, and never get into. I don't care for the whole. I just think it's so boring, the whole loot of, like, oh, gotta be here for this month. Like, you're just, and I feel like I heard this recently. I don't know if it was on this podcast or not, or if it was from us or not. But of the whole, you're working hard. You're playing a lot of stuff to get a gun that will help you play that stuff better to get the next gun, to get that one. And it's just like, the payoff's not fun.
No, I'd rather just play, like, if I want to do that style of game, I'd rather just play like Diablo. Like, that's a game that at least is like, it's it's all about like looting, but like that's a game that feels a little more rewarding.
Yeah.
Like Destiny, that really feels like I'm getting this gun and doing all this so I can just do it again.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
Yeah. I am happy though. Destiny's free to play now. They moved to free to play, and apparently they're going to be that for the future. I don't think there is a Destiny 3 they're planning on.
I just don't want to feature a Destiny. I get it. At least I don't. It's not like shoved down my throat to where it's annoying, especially not anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not my brand, not my thing.
I gotcha.
Not my jam.
Yeah.
I have one more shooter that I could discuss.
Okay.
I was a very big Halo fan back in the day. Halo 5, my God, is that a bad game? I don't think you've played it at all because you're not.
In general, I don't care about Halo.
I know you don't like Halo very much.
Yeah.
I used to love Halo. I love Reach and Halo 4 too. Like it's not like I'm just like new is bad, that kind of thing. Dude, that game is just bad because the story is just buns. I don't know, dude. That's a game that never like evolved either. And then every time they tried to evolve, it just made it worse. Like, I think it really started, you add sprinting in Halo. Sounds good, doesn't work. Like, once they started to kind of go towards all these, like, abilities and shit, the game just got so ass.
Mm-hmm.
The guns aren't fun to use anymore. The graphics suck, but I'm not a big graphics guy, but that's, like, they're just off-putting.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Halo Infinite can be something at least moderately exciting.
When you brought up Gears of War, I don't like voicing too much my opinions on Halo because I know I'm wrong. I know a lot of people are going to disagree on it.
Speak your truth.
Yeah, I just like that's a game that it's like, why does Halo get this like crown on top of it and like, but like Call of Duty is like the bottom of the barrel? Like I never understood that. Like
I think people have more nostalgia for Halo because it was first.
Yeah.
Like, that was, like, the definitive first, like, I mean, if you really want to be technical, you could say, like, Quake was, but, like, for most people without a PC, that was, like, the first online gaming shooting experience for, like, a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, Halo 2 and 3, and obviously 1, they were fucking great, dude. Like, in my opinion, and for a lot of other people. I think it's just, the only reason it's talked about as much as it is now is because Xbox doesn't have anything else.
Literally, yeah. And
I can't wait for Crackdown 4, am I right?
I actually believe part of it is too. Master Chief is a good looking icon. The green helmet, the green suit.
See his shit.
It's a good look. Yeah. I think it's just like a good looking
super iconic.
Yeah. It's
everything about, like, honestly, everything about it is iconic. I have this, hold on, I'm going to get it for the camera real quick. I actually, for some reason, I still have this. It's next to me.
Okay. It's your own Master Chief helmet.
I wish, dude. That'd be sick. It's a big hardcover Halo encyclopedia.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a game with some real deep lore? This is it right here, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super detailed. All the stuff is, like, really iconic looking. Like, the fact I even own this should go to show, like, I fucking love Halo.
Right.
And, but they just really neutered it. I don't know what it is. Like, all the designs for the enemies, like, after Halo Reach, they just got so uninspired and gross, and it just... Once Bungie handed it over to 343, it was... very, very downhill.
The child isn't there, or like the
right.
Visionary, you know.
I think that's part of the reason I hate Destiny so much is because Bungie jumped ship to go do that.
Okay.
I'll always be a little bit salty.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm willing. Maybe on PC I'll give Halo another go. Maybe I'll see something, but I think you had to be there for it. But yeah. I got one more game I want to toss out there. I don't have a whole lot to say about it because I hated it. I don't even remember which Mario Party it is, but Mario Party on the Wii U was terrible. And I just remember being so excited to have a Mario Party again. And you're in a cart Bowser was playing for some reason, but you're Bowser. What the hell?
Person like playing as Bowser to mess everybody else up or something.
Yeah, and it's really bad. Even the mini games aren't really good. I was so disappointed because I just wanted another Mario Party and couldn't even get that. So
I could easily fix Mario Party.
Just make Mario
it's not
Party
hard.
5 again.
Okay, you could do that, or you just make it lean heavily into making it like a really like streamable type of game. Like strong online functionality to play with others, tight ass mini games, more games that are just like platforming and that kind of shit. More power-ups, get costumes for characters, just go the whole 9 yards and make it like I want to see like make it with like some like Fall Guys-esque mini games. That kind of shit. Make it into like imagine like a Fall Guys with Mario themed characters. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
You're right. I agree. I was going to just say make better maps because I think the Switch
obviously
one is good, but it's just the maps are really boring. I like the mini games on the Switch one. I really like them. It was almost a return to form. But wow, that's a great idea. Skins for the characters? You could really make it into like Nintendo will never do it, but you could.
Mario should be the easiest game in the world to make. It should be so easy.
Yo, I hope we get another one on the Switch soon. I think we deserve it. But man, God, you're gonna have me.
We deserve a lot of shit on the Switch.
Yeah.
I don't think Breath of the Wild 2 exists. I think it's a lie. I genuinely don't think it's ever. I think it's total bullshit. There's no way they released 2 good ass Zelda games on one console. Has it ever really been done before? It was done like once. Because Wind Waker and Twilight Princess were on the same console.
Okay. What about like on N64? Went Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, but the thing with Majora's Mask, it's a great game, obviously, but it's like it literally is just it's basically like a fan hack of Ocarina of Time.
Oh shit.
I mean that in the sense that it just takes all of the assets from Ocarina of Time.
Oh, okay,
and then just makes it into a different game.
Okay.
So like I have a hard time separating the two of them. I think they're kind of just attached at the hip.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I haven't played either of those.
That's a good point, though.
Yeah. But yeah, you got any...
hey, maybe I'm wrong.
Anything else you want to bring up before we end her out here?
No, I think I've been angry enough. Thank you to listening to us. Always complain, always getting upset. It's very much our brand.
Yeah.
So... we'll keep the good times coming. Make sure everybody's getting their laughs, their smiles, their fun. They always get a ray of positivity, both figuratively and literally, if you look at Zach's camera right now. So always a lot of new content coming from us from the Farmcast. We got more coming for you in the future.
I was going to say, thank you, Todd Howard, for looking down on us today. He knew.
Praise be.
He knew we were talking bad video games. He's like, say Fallout 76, you fucking cowards.
One more time.
Yeah. But hey, that does it here for Farmcast. What do you think, Doc? I think that sounds pretty good too.
Classic.
Yeah. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment what your least favorite game is, or hated game that you hate. Then follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for our video content.
And TikTok.
At the Farmcast Pod, all social media platforms. And hey, we'll see you on the next episode of the Farmcast, hopefully with Doc.
Maybe. He might just be done. He might be cooked.
Yeah.
You got to stay tuned for the next episode to really find out.
See what happens in Doc lore next. Anyways, we'll see you later. Bye.